So, test. Gotta see how loud we have to talk.
Hi, hello, welcome.
Smile like that.
It's a regular smile.
It's crystal clear, we've been on the years, struggle straight along the way, but having you by my side makes everything okay. We're watching video clips of all types of shit, laughing out loud, we really hate this crowd, and we don't know where to go, hopefully take it slow. Lots of hustler minds will reject and decline our approach to life, and that, well, that's just fine. We wanna let others live because it's none of our business. We press your chest upon our mess. There's so many minds, hey, I'd like to align. See beyond this place, we want a part of this race. We do what we can, you better tough out, man. You're about to pass out or get a break for the cloud. Why is it so hard out here? They made it so weird. Try to stay woke and humble and joke. It's fucking hard out here.
Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of It's Fucking Hard Out Here. I'm Joel Morales.
I'm Karina Ayala.
And so we're here at the Washateria, just trying to squeeze a little episode in because this is some of the time when we have some downtime, you know. Mm-hmm. This is how we actually originally came up with the idea. Mm-hmm. Well, this was part of the original idea, I guess you'd say, because
this was like the only time we had, so it's like we'll just always do it when we're doing laundry.
yeah, we were thinking, okay, let's try to do a podcast. It's like, but when are we going to get to record it?
Yeah, we have no time.
And it's like, oh, we can record during laundry. Mm-hmm. So we would just like listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
or watch podcasts.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
During this time.
Yep.
So today, I don't know, we're going to talk a little bit about dating, what it was like growing up dating, and just kind of see where it goes from there, you know, ebb and flow a little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, I'm so sore.
Did we go running yesterday? Was this from yesterday?
We went running yesterday. I wasn't sore yesterday.
No, right.
Today
but that's
I'm
why you're sore?
Yes.
Yeah, running.
So.
Were you pushing it?
I don't think so.
Regular?
It was hard, remember? Oh, yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
Because how long had it been since we had exercised? Like a week, maybe?
Probably.
But even then, I was eating like crap the whole time I was in El Paso.
Yeah.
So my body just wasn't like ready for it.
And I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, that sucked.
Although it always feels good to run, but yeah, definitely sore afterwards.
And then you finally went back to jiu-jitsu.
Oh my God, it felt so good. But yeah, I mean, you saw me walking this morning, so I am also sore. Not able to use my body very well.
Yeah.
Looking pretty jinky.
And I'm about to go back in. My ringworm is healing up.
Yeah, he checked. He asked the coaches.
They said I just got to keep it covered for now, probably.
I'm so excited for you. It's going to feel so good.
I don't know. I'm hurting just from running yesterday and working out a little bit.
Yeah, don't go too hard because you will
can't
get
help
hard.
it.
I mean, you will get hurt. You will get hard. That's what I said, I think. But I mean, you will get hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, no broken ribs, no strained elbows.
Whoa. Why do you have to bring up old shit?
I did notice in class yesterday that I was like, already my elbow was like tweaking just from doing the regular stuff.
That's how I am all day, like at my desk. I was like, oh, my elbow's hurting. That's cool.
Oh, really?
No. Sometimes. When I think about it, it seems to.
Like come up. Like, you're like, oh, wow. Remember that? Yeah, it hurts.
Well, because I was listening to Hawk versus Wolf yesterday, and they had Ryan Sheckler on, and he was talking about injuries and how, like, if you have a dislocation, you know, it's best to pop it back in as soon as possible. And I was like, wow, I waited hours before my elbow was put back into place.
But that was just because of the system, right? Like you were waiting in the hospital?
No, I didn't want to get put under for it.
Oh, so they were trying to figure out what to do?
Yeah, so they just, like, shot me up with Dilaudid, which is like medical grade heroin, I guess, or medical level dosing heroin, and then that felt crazy. I didn't like it. I mean, I generally don't like most drugs or like uppers, I guess. It's like caffeine is like as far as I'll go. And so I used to drink a lot, and it's a sedative, so I enjoyed that. But like pill sedatives, I've never liked. I go into like panic mode.
Yeah.
For some reason, just because I don't like my heart rate slowing down that much, like not naturally, I guess. And,
Yeah, that would freak me out for sure.
yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I just panic, and my body like knows it now too. At this point, it's so weird. So when they shot me up with Dilaudid for the first time, you can feel it, just like I don't know, like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I could
through your
feel
system?
it. Yeah, I could feel it. Just like it was warm.
Spreading
it was
out.
super warm. yeah. And it started like because they shot it in this arm, so I felt it like spill into like my torso.
Oh, I know
almost.
exactly what you're
And
talking
I just
about.
like oh, and I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And I freaked out a little bit, but like that medicine is so strong, like it did what it's supposed to do. So it's just like, oh, I don't like that. And I was like, okay, I'm a little nervous, but like it's not so bad, I guess. And it's like pretty calm. And I was like in really good spirits for the most part.
Yeah.
During that whole time, because I think I waited like maybe 3 hours about, so they were able to actually finally get it back into place.
Oh my gosh.
That-
Well, why did it take him so long to just get you shot up with something?
Well, that wasn't the problem. Like they shot me up and they like wanted it to take effect, and then they started working on my elbow and it didn't work. And so then they had to shoot me up with some more.
Okay.
And and like they still couldn't get it in, and that didn't work. And then one of the doctors came in and he was like, all right, we're gonna try something different. And he just like gave me a direct shot to like my nerves or something in the arm that was dislocated. And just like completely numbed that entire arm completely. And
why didn't they do that to begin with?
I don't know, but we had to wait for that to take effect too. So I was just like sitting there, the dislocated elbow. Finally, it kicked in. He came in and he was like talking to me, and he was like making sure that I couldn't see him like playing with my arm. He's like, "Do you feel that?" And I was like, "No, not at all." He's like, "Okay."
Perfect.
He's like, "All right, let's go." And then it took him like 2 more tries. Yeah, but finally when that numbing agent took effect, I couldn't feel anything. Before that, all the attempts, I was like screaming my ass off and just like
Really?
cursing
Oh my gosh.
the universe. And I mean, but I only did it as a means to like not suffer so much, honestly. Because I think I exaggerated it for sure, just because I didn't want to feel the pain and I didn't want to like suffer. So I was just like, I'm just gonna let it out, And I was like, God, yeah. I'm just letting spitting every curse word.
Being free.
Under the good Lord's Son, or whatever people say. I don't know.
So it took like 1 billion hours just to get to it, and then what?
They finally got it, and then. It was funny because like there was a point where I realized it was back in, and then they kind of just did one of these numbers, like, and it was all crunchy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, it's for sure back in. But then they kept like working on it after that, and like twisting and like
Why'd you be like, you got it?
Because I'm not the doctor. I don't know. I don't like to step in unless it's like severe. I don't know, but whatever. I used to work in the hospital, so I know how annoying patients can be. And sometimes, like, healthcare workers are the worst patients.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be that. So.
Too polite for your own good.
Yeah. So they finally, like, realized, like, they got it the second time. They, like, did more of these, like, and they're like, okay, yeah, we just got to take x-rays now and make sure it is in for sure. And I'm like, dope.
So that definitely scraped off some nerves or, like, put things in the wrong place.
Something was grinding, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I had like nerve damage for sure. Like I would get pain down in my wrist for some reason that like seemed to radiate from my elbow for a while. And I mean now once in a while my elbow just kind of hurts, Just like, oh yeah. It feels like really like weak as fuck. Like I'm scared, especially like in jiu-jitsu. Like if anyone grabs a hold of this arm and like pulls on it, I'm like, oh. Gonna fucking pop out like nothing, It's super easy. It like, God, it was so depressing too, like not being able to use my arm, but it felt like 1,000 times weaker, like just like not capable of sustaining.
Like immediately?
Anything. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then even after like during recovery, I'm just like, oh my God, like it's never gonna be the same again. And now it feels like okay, but I still like, like scared.
During like rehab and
worried
stuff,
about it.
didn't you like, focus on it and try to rebuild it, or?
Yeah, but it was really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like super weak, and I was just doing like very lightweight exercise, dumbbell exercises and stuff. And they gave me like a pulley to take home.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just never felt like enough, but what can you do? I mean, I got back to working out.
Yeah.
When you met me, I was working out a lot, like every day almost, or every
constantly.
other day. And it just still never felt, it doesn't feel the same like it used to, it doesn't feel like as strong.
Yeah.
So.
What if you just like keep strength training it or whatever?
I'm sure I could, but.
I mean, Tom Segura came back from like dying.
Oh, I bet you if you like talk to him, he'll even tell you like, yeah, it just doesn't feel the same anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to know. Does he talk about it? I mean, he talks about it a little bit, a lot. I don't know.
A little lot. Little.
Because he's not like closed off about it. He just hates that video's out and everybody laughs at him.
Yeah, that's a rough one to have out there. It's funny. Yeah. But anyways, dating.
Oh yeah, right. The topic
The topic of the day is, word of the day is, agente. Just kidding. I just read something off.
Yeah, I was like, where'd you get that from?
Bus.
I'm sure it's just boss.
No, I know.
Oh.
'Cause that is in English, right? Boss revolution?
Yeah.
Or
What
no,
do they spell it?
revolution. No, it's C. It's a C in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Revolution.
Yeah, revolution.
Yeah.
Ah,
So that is
okay.
English. Boss revolution.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's bus.
All right, we're giving you free advertising.
Revolution. Anyways.
So dating.
Dude, dating. What? Let me open up with this. You know what? For me, I was a victim of Disney and all things fairy tale.
Yeah.
And so for whatever reason, I was just always obsessed with like love and romance and like wanting to have a
my
partner.
gosh. Okay, same.
So that fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like that was what I focused on for the majority of my life. It was like
Oh my
God
gosh.
and finding a girlfriend and like skateboarding for a while. And when I was going to school, when I was going to college, that was like the worst time ever. I had a girlfriend going into college, but that ended like really badly. And I was super depressed for what seemed like forever, right? But now looking back, I was just like, oh, that was just like a couple of years, or not
That's
even like
a
a
long
year.
time.
I guess, yeah.
That's a long
to
time.
like be dealing with that, I suppose.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
But
is.
it was crazy because I was just like, man, I just feel like so worthless, and like not deserving of anyone's time. Like nobody likes me or whatever. But then that's not entirely true because some girls did like me and I just didn't like them that way, And I was like, nah, I need someone better. Like,
Yeah, but so that didn't validate
I have
you.
standards.
Right.
Right. I mean, right? That sucks to admit, I guess, but there's a lot of truth behind that. People have preferences and standards,
Yeah, for sure. Preferences are a really real thing. Like, I don't know. That's a touchy subject, I think, sometimes.
Oh, yeah, we should definitely get into it.
I remember getting into an argument, or not an argument, but a Facebook battle about being called transphobic because...
because you wouldn't date a trans person or whatever?
No, I would, but we were specific about like genitals, I think, and I was like, I do have a preference, and other people were talking about this too. It was like a big comment.
Yeah,
thing.
one of those like.
So yeah, that was
chambers.
pretty touchy. I feel bad
what
for
were
like
the details? What?
for. They were basically just saying that like because you had a preference of genitalia, you were transphobic, and that you weren't validating that person saying whatever they were.
Oh, okay.
And because you wouldn't date that person because of their specific genitalia, then then you were transphobic.
Shit, consider me ugly-phobic then, because I don't want to date anyone that I find ugly.
Yeah, because that's just a preference of yours. You would like to be attracted to. But it's funny because like being bisexual, it was more just like, I guess I was sort of defending people that were either not that. I don't remember because it was a while back. And I guess if you search like my Facebook comments, you might find it. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, someone out there.
Yeah.
If they find it worthwhile, they will take you down. They will find your old posts.
Yeah.
They'll go all the way back to LiveJournal.
I loved LiveJournal. Oh my gosh.
Where you wrote all your deepest, darkest secrets and thought no one would ever have access to it.
Oh my gosh. I loved how many people did have access to it. Like, I knew that some of my high school friends were following me. I knew that, like, people that I'd met in college were following me. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I was putting out all my drama, especially my relationship drama.
On LiveJournal? When you were, like, an older teenager?
Well, I was, like, in my last years of high school and college whenever I was doing that.
Okay. And that would have... See, LiveJournal was before that for me, because I would have been in, like, middle school or a freshman.
Yeah.
But I thought LiveJournal was before that. Was it in middle school?
Probably.
It was middle school for me, I think.
But yeah, it was like, I think I maybe started it junior year.
And you did it in high school, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. That checks out.
Yeah. Time frame is right. Ew. By the way.
That's you, dude. That's on you. You're the
This
one.
is so gross.
You're the one doing it.
I don't like talking about it like then.
Wow.
Like, it's like, ugh. Because my entire life, I absolutely would not date anybody younger than me, and so it's just like so very interesting that you're younger than me.
By a lot. I'm just kidding. It's not that
It's
much.
a little bit, for sure. I mean, well, like, especially when you discuss it like that, where like you were in middle school and I was in high school. That's so
hilarious.
gross.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. It's funny though. It's pretty funny.
I hate it.
I remember one time I was at a skate park and there were these older girls there, like sisters or something. I don't remember, maybe just friends, but one of the older ones was like the cooler one. She was like super friendly, you know, whatever. I think I might have been 12 or 13 years old and she was probably 15, 16, I don't know, who knows. Or maybe even like 14, I don't know. People have like complexes when they're like a year older than you, especially in those times,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
I mean, those age ranges. But I had said something, I don't remember what, but it was suggesting that maybe we could like date or something like that. And this little, she was nice about it, but she was just like, how old are you? And I was like, what does that matter? And she's like, no, because I'm whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm this. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I'm too old for you. And I was like, all right, well, I mean, we could just be friends, right? I mean, I assumed that was fine to say because she was already being super friendly.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, like, what is she doing hanging out with like 12-year-olds anyways, right? Like,
Yeah,
no.
she's so much older.
I know.
Yeah.
But,
Like, poor guy.
I mean, kids, right?
Yeah.
We're dumb as
She's
children.
like, I'm just watching my sister. Gosh, why are you hitting on me?
Yeah, or some nonsense like that. But just so weird. And that made me feel pretty shitty about myself.
Oh.
But I don't know why I brought that up. Oh, because we were just talking about age differences and how like weird it is. Yeah. I have another weird story.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like a kid, right? Probably like maybe 11, 10 years old. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And my brother, who was in city basketball league, we would go on trips sometimes where they'd play out of town, right? And we were, I don't remember what city we were in, but I was hanging out in one of the hotel rooms with like the other kids, some of the other like younger siblings, and it was one brother, his sister, and like, so that brother was like around my age and his sister was like a year or two younger than us. And then this other girl, she was the oldest one. She was maybe like 13, and her younger sister, which was my age. And was there anyone else there? I think that was it. So it was us kids like hanging out in the hotel room. I don't know whose idea it was. Oh no, I think it was the oldest girl's idea. And we started like playing, like, you know, like pretending or whatever that so she made the younger girls kiss me. Yeah, I don't remember like the storyline she had developed or whatever, but it was something along the lines of like, oh, this is your wife, but then you have this girlfriend over here, and now they're gonna like fight for you. Yeah, super weird and uncomfortable, like
weird
to think about as an older person, and awkward because the other dude that was there, his sister was one of the girls that I was like kissing.
And he's just like
and he was
watching
just
this.
there. Yeah, he's just like hanging out watching all this.
Gosh.
And then this older girl is just like orchestrating this whole thing. Oh, I remember. No, she played my wife. The older girl played my wife, and then she's like, and then you have these other girls just like all over you, and so I don't know. That's some weird like stuff for children to be doing.
I think that sort of constitutes in the harassment, like the sexual harassment.
Sure, yeah, because
like,
she's a little older.
Yeah.
But I mean, also your children.
Kids do some messed up stuff.
I doubt she like realized what she was doing and how messed up it was, right? But now I wouldn't doubt that she has like some sort of kink or something like, you know, domination kink or something like that.
Maybe.
You know?
What made me think, or that made me think that like she was replicating like something that happened to her. Have you
maybe
thought of that?
Replaying it at such a young age, my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, then those were my first kisses. Yeah, and it was 2 different girls. So that's pretty sweet. So I remember one of them was trying to like French kiss me. She was trying to stick her tongue in my mouth.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but I had my mouth closed, and I would just feel her tongue like pushing up against my lips.
You're like, that's too advanced
It
for
was
me.
so funny because we were just like literally just like like trying to break through. But yeah, I think everyone found out at some point, but I never got scolded for it. But I think the other kids did. They might have, yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that like I noticed that girls are the ones that get in trouble for that kind of stuff, and they're like, "That's boys will be boys" or whatever. Because whenever
That's weird.
I don't know what happened to the dude who was messing with me, like whenever I was really young.
Oh yeah.
And I just remember them pulling me aside and telling me, like, talking to me about it or whatever. And I was like, what is
Oh my
going
God,
on?
that is so. That's like 1,000 times worse than what I experienced. How much older was this dude?
I'm pretty sure he was near teenage years,
Okay.
and I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
like I was very young. That 6 or 7 is probably older than what I was, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to like age myself. I don't know, like trying to figure out what age it was.
Yeah.
So that was crazy.
Jeez, dude, yeah, and you don't know if they told him anything?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Who was this guy?
Either family or family friend of my one of my stepdad's families.
Okay. Oh wow, and so you don't know if he was like actual family or not?
I think he was a family friend. Yeah. So I don't think he was family.
That is mind blowing, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I guess like stuff like that happens all the time, you know. And especially back then, like a lot of people weren't really talking about that, you know, talking about how that's not healthy and like it's abusive.
Oh well, like what kind of conversations were like your parents having with you about like dating or like being aware of that kind of stuff?
None.
Yeah.
Like 0 to none.
And how did God feel about you making out with
basically
children when you were a child?
Well, that's why I told you, like, I wasn't really, nobody talked to me about it.
Yeah.
You know, even
So it wasn't
afterwards,
against the Bible?
No, not so much that. I don't know how you got there. But
I was just realizing, like, because you were super Christian, like, did you think about, like, God watching you and, like, whether or not that was a good thing to do, or?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
You know,
It was,
I don't know what I thought about that. I mean, I'm sure I knew it was, I felt like it was wrong, but also didn't care, probably. I mean, initially, that's why I left the faith as a teenager, because I was just like, I just want to do whatever I want. Like, I'm tired of having these rules and restrictions. Like, my natural impulses and instincts are telling me otherwise, you know. But,
Yeah. So nobody was telling you, like, right or wrong type stuff, or did you ever, like, take anybody on a date and then, like, your parents were like, well, make sure you do this or make sure you do that? No?
Nope, none of that.
Yeah.
I learned everything from Disney and rom-coms.
Yep, okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, because the only things I got were like, oh, you can't kiss girls until this age, or like, oh, you can't have a girlfriend until this age. I remember being in 6th grade and asking my dad if I could have a girlfriend, because I really liked this girl in
Really?
my,
You asked,
in my
okay.
class. And he was just like, well, don't you think it'd be better if you guys were just friends? And I was like, no. Like, I wanted to be my girlfriend. But it was funny because I ended up punching this guy in the face once because of her. Yeah, it was really stupid, and I I think, looking back, it seems like she just like manipulated me into doing it, you know, because she wanted to see if I would like do something for her.
Oh my gosh. What did she do?
She pretty much just said that this guy was like, because I went ahead and like asked her to be my girlfriend,
Yeah.
so we were like, you know, dating or whatever, but as much as sixth graders can.
Yeah.
And she told me like, oh, Ivan's saying this or that or whatever about you. No, it was one of her friends. I forgot. Yeah, this like really disgusting person, let's say.
Okay.
And they were like, oh yeah, Ivan's saying this about that, about your girl. What are you gonna do about it? And I was like, oh man, I guess I have to do something about it, huh? I gotta like man up or whatever. And I got in his face about it, and he was like mad just because I got in his face, and he was like, I didn't do anything, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, but they're telling me you did.
Oh my goodness.
And then I punched him in the face. And he took it, but then he started crying.
Aww.
Yeah, and I felt bad afterwards. And then,
oh my goodness.
I mean, thankfully he didn't hit me back, and it wasn't like a full-blown fight.
Right?
Yeah, but yeah, he cried, and then, of course, it got out, and I got sent to the office for it. And then, since I wasn't living in the area code for the school district, they were like, all right, we gotta expel him and like send him to his proper
You got kicked out of
area
school?
code. Yeah, because you know, the only reason I went to that school was my mom was a teacher at the school next door, which is where I went to elementary school. And I went to a middle school that was 6th through 8th grade. And so they're right next to each other, they were. And so I went to that elementary school with my mom, and they only let me go there because my mom worked there, right? And then I went to the middle school next door, both my brother and I did, and then, they were like, well, it is getting close to the end of the year, so we'll go ahead and let him finish off the year. He's suspended for a week or whatever, but then he can finish off the school year, but next year he's got to go to.
Oh my gosh, you were suspended for a week?
Yeah.
What did your parents say?
I don't remember. They were upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dad was like, I told you should be friends.
No, you know what? He never like brought that back around, I don't think.
Wow.
Yeah. But I forgot what I was going to say.
No! Please remember.
They expelled me, or I guess suspended me, and then I went to school. Oh, I was really embarrassed when it came out. Like, I was in the office, and they're just like, what happened? And I was like, shit. Like,
telling
that's
the
really
story.
stupid what happened, right? I knew it, too. Even as a kid, I was like, yeah, it's really dumb. I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid.
Oh.
And not because, like, I got in trouble. Like, I just knew almost immediately how ridiculous it sounded, you know, without anyone, like, actually telling me. Otherwise, for some reason, I just knew better, you know? And, like, I told him, and I was like, so embarrassed. It's really dumb.
Yeah, for sure. I could feel that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you got suspended over a girl.
So stupid.
Yeah. Did your brother get to stay in the school? Or did he get...
Yeah, but he also left 7th. After 6th grade, he went to the other middle school. We both went to that middle school.
Oh, okay. So he didn't stay. Y'all both left.
Right, yeah. We started going to that school that we lived right down the street from.
Wow. Trouble.
Whatever, dude. I was a good boy. Remember I told you, like, I only would ever get in trouble, like, once a year?
Yeah.
And that year was that. I would, like, keep track of, like, things. I would always first, like, it never fucking failed. There was always one thing that I did that, like, got me in real big trouble every year. I was like, God dang it.
Can't break the cycle.
Couldn't avoid it, yeah. And eventually I stopped, like, paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Well, and I probably didn't get in trouble for a long time, honestly.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Except, no, the next big one after that was the whole weed thing that I got in trouble for.
I was like, did you do something else?
Yeah.
Like,
and that was
with
at the
a
other
relationship?
School. No. No, that was just smoking weed in 7th grade.
No.
And everyone finding out.
Yeah. Did you get suspended or expelled on that one?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That one, I think I was suspended for I don't remember how long I was suspended. I was grounded forever though, for a long time. Yeah, I couldn't do anything. I was just there at the house and doing like yard work and stuff. And
Yeah.
Like, sucks.
Okay. No, go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, in any other relationships, did you go and punch somebody in the face? Because it was the right thing to do.
I mean, the wrong thing to do?
Now you're being chivalrous, probably.
Ew, dude, for a little... No. No.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
One of my best friends and I, we lost our virginity to the same girl. That's pretty funny.
That is very
He
funny.
went first.
Did y'all plan that? Did she
No,
plan
of
that?
course not. Oh my god.
Well, like, did you know that
Okay,
he
that's
had?
one thing. Just because I'm a guy, like I've always been, like I was definitely an incel for the longest time. Only because like I was one, shy and nervous, but also like I always deemed it as like I had a certain respect for girls and I wouldn't like push boundaries or anything like that. You know, I wasn't very forceful. So I tried to be like as respectful as possible. But it just led me to be like being like really shy and awkward and incapable of like talking to girls, you know? Yeah.
You're being respectful.
Yeah.
That sounds incelly, for sure.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
100%. Because I was, when that phenomenon like first came out into the public eye, I sympathized for him, and I related, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what that's like.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, wait, but you can't like get upset just because you're not getting any. Like you have to like do things about it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like I've always
Improve
known.
yourself and stuff.
Yeah, I've always known that you have to like work at it. It's like it's your issue, not anyone else's, and it's not because of anyone else's fault. Like you have to like work on yourself or do something about it.
Yeah.
I just never did for the longest time. So I was like, why can't someone just like me for me? You know.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I exaggerate because a lot of times girls did like me for me. You know, I just
you
didn't
just
like
weren't
them.
interested. Oh my gosh.
What about you, huh? We are well over time now. My alarm already went off. Our clothes should be dried.
Yeah.
We're getting wet, but our clothes are dry.
Yeah. Alrighty. Maybe we'll make this a two-parter, or should we
No.
just finish
Any
it?
stories? What you got?
Okay.
What you got? Come on.
My first kiss was on the side of my grandmother's house with like one of the neighborhood boys, and I had such a big crush on him. And I don't remember like how it came about, but I just remember that I got to kiss him and I was like, this is awesome, because I thought he was so cute. And he was like super mature, I guess, because he would like go hang out with like people behind us. Like there was apartment complex behind us, and then like he would hang out with the people in front. I have no idea where he lived.
Oh my god!
Like how he was a part of like
just in the
how
neighborhood.
The people we knew. Yeah.
Sucia. Just kidding.
Although I remember getting like super jealous and upset because like I could see him at an apartment behind us, like with a girl, and I was like,
Heartbroken.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it was
Oh,
fine.
bad. How old was he? And you? How old were you and how old was he?
Gosh, I was probably in the 10-ish range, and he was probably like 12-ish range.
Cochina.
I know, scandalous for sure. I don't think my family knew about that.
They didn't?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Unless they did, and they were just like creepy. And they were just like,
Creepy?
she's just being a kid.
Oh.
No, I think if my grandmother knew, she would have been like, what the? Like,
Yeah.
get your
That's
ass
good.
inside.
Grandma, yeah. I mean, it's risky sometimes letting your kids just loose like that.
Yeah,
into
like
the neighborhood.
now, like thinking about it, that I have kids, like I'm talking to them all the time about like relationship stuff, and like don't trust
that's
people
good.
just all the right away. Like there will be plenty of times where you'll get to like experience things or like whatever. And yeah, my parents didn't tell me anything about relationships or
Yeah.
sex at all.
Yeah.
I remember seeing sexual things, and like my mother was like, we'll talk about that later. We did not. We didn't.
They never do.
It was a game for adults, and that was it. Like, then I got nothing else.
It's weird. Even like now, I've always felt like I would be able to talk to kids about that kind of stuff very easily because I would just be like direct and honest about it. But now, like in real time, I'm like, oh, you do have to be a little careful.
A little bit.
They might not fully understand what you're saying and like the magnitude of what you're saying, you know. So you have to kind of like water it down a little bit, or like just try to bring it down to their level so they can understand.
Yeah, you have to just like make sure it's ingestible for them. There's a lot of really good resources now, actually.
Oh yeah.
There's this.
Oh, like those books that they have in public school of like people giving blowjobs and stuff.
What? I didn't know about that.
It was like a huge major media story where they were like banning these books from schools. A lot of the like
age range?
Conservative Christians, just like elementary schools, like public schools, yeah.
They were talking about blowjobs?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And
I missed that.
That's like one of the big controversial, you know,
wow.
topics that happen. And it's still like ongoing too. They're just like, have you seen these books that are in the schools? Like, I'm not okay with my child seeing this shit. And like I guess the more like liberal perspective is like, well, it's important for them to know about these things, and they talk about like gay sex and stuff like that too, you know.
Okay.
And a lot of like the conservative, more so the conservative, I'm generalizing here, okay, but like the conservative argument is like, we don't want our fucking kids to see that.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you? First of all, like, we're not okay with homosexuality, and we don't want our kids to be gay. Generalizing, okay? And they're like, I don't want them to see this shit. Like,
because if they see it, they're gonna turn gay.
Yeah. And then of course the liberal argument is like, well, they need to know about these things. You know, it's important for them to.
So
learn.
Education, yes, right, but seeing like acts of sexualization and stuff, I don't know how I feel about that. But like, when is the birds and the bees freaking conversation? When do they usually do that?
We had it around like 5th or 6th grade.
No, you did?
Yeah, but we had like what was it called? Like sex health talk or something like that. I don't remember. But they just really what they did was just show us a bunch of STDs. And, like,
me
scare
too.
us.
That was exactly what I thought.
like,
whenever you
"Don't
mentioned it, I was like, we just got an STD thing.
Yeah.
Like,
that's pretty much what it was. Yeah, and I remember realizing at the time too. I'm like, this isn't actual like sex health talk or whatever. It's just like STDs, like consequences of it.
And it was terrifying.
Yeah.
So scary. Those pictures were crazy.
Like, we never got the whole demonstration of like putting the condom on the piece of fruit or whatever, you know. Yeah, never got that.
I always saw that on movies, and I was like, why didn't that happen to us?
Exactly. And I was like, this isn't.
Is it being in Texas?
Yeah, I was like, huh?
Is it because we were in Texas?
Possibly,
we grew up
yeah.
in Texas?
I was like, this isn't sex health. This is like, I don't know, like sex fear health or whatever. It's like, or I mean, education, sex education. That's how I couldn't think of it. Sex education. Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That was our sex education. Was like, if you do it, you're gonna get these diseases.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, you're gonna get pregnant and you're gonna get sick
and die.
Pretty much. It's like, this will never go away. It's for your. It's not in your life forever and ever. Like, you're scarred. So why do it?
I mean, it was effective to a certain extent, but you know, at the same time, I don't think that's good.
See, not for me, because like I went into high school and I was like, I'm gonna lose my virginity during these 4 years.
Wow. That was definitely a goal, like to lose my virginity before college.
So circling back, did you know like that your friend had lost your virginity to that girl, or like did y'all talk about it later?
Of course I knew.
You knew,
We're
and
best
you were
friends.
Like,
of course.
And so did you were like, or did you think like, oh well, that's an option, or how did that happen that you just decided?
It was a weird thing that occurred. So I had a couple friends that labeled me sneaky snake in high school because like I wasn't great at like talking with girls that I liked and the ones that I was attracted to. And so anytime they would have girlfriends, they'd bring them into our social circle, and I would just be friendly. But apparently I'm flirting, so there you go.
That's the thing that carries on into your adulthood, that you don't realize that you're flirting.
Just being friendly.
Nah. See, this is like you're always like trying to have options, so you don't realize that like it just is a part of you, that you're flirty, like because you want to have that option available, like you want to. I don't know. It's kind of weird to put into words.
I disagree. I am being polite because they would come into our social, and you've been introduced into my social circle. They're the same people that were in my social circle then. So I realized in college that we have a tendency to be very standoffish.
Yes.
As a group.
Yes.
We don't let people in very easily.
Yeah.
So I was the one that would try to be very friendly and inviting and make them feel comfortable. And then in the earlier days, like I guess that was interpreted as like, oh, he likes me or whatever. And then when we were like hanging out for like a summer, all of us, and then when my friend and that girl broke up, her and I started hanging out more, and like my friend was fine with it because he was like, yeah, get her off my back, like, take her away or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And he was already like talking to someone else, and then and then it just happened, and it was literally just like a summer thing. It wasn't anything like extensive, you know.
It was amazing.
And then I quickly realized like, okay, this isn't like compatible. Like I don't want to be with this person. We don't really have much in common, and I felt that with like a lot of people, honestly. There's a reason why I had like a small social group circle to begin with, because like I didn't relate to a lot of people, I always saw everyone as like very basic almost, but in a lot of ways I'm still basic, sure, in all fairness, but at the same time I was just like, I don't know, I don't vibe with a lot of you. And even with like the weirdos or like the alternative kids or whatever, I still didn't vibe with them either, because I'm just like, all right, now you're a little too weird, like, I don't know, very strange, like you don't have it together,
Remember when we said we were very judgy?
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing about my like friends group. We were very judgy people too, but like everyone is. I just don't like to admit it, I think. So that's kind of how that played out,
Okay.
Just like being nice, and then that turned into. And one of my other friends would like tease me about it, and he's like, "The fuck, Joey, you always bring these girls in, and then you're just like super nice." And I'm just like, "Yeah, dude, I'm just being nice. Like, what the fuck?" And he's like, "Nah, you're always trying to steal them or whatever."
You're
I'm
a
like,
charmer.
No, dude, I'm not. But that's the thing, see. Because I had no intentions of like flirting with them, it was so easy to be charming. It was so easy to be nice. It just happened like, oh, it turns out that that's actually charming.
Yeah.
And I could never access that when like I wanted to for those intentions. I could never do it. I still struggle with it. I'm a little better at it now. I can like consciously access it, but back then I could not access it, and it would just happen when I was relaxed and had no intentions of like pursuing this person, and I was just being nice.
Yeah, that's super funny. Goodness. So what is dating like for you now?
No. We've talked enough about me. Let's talk about you.
I don't have anything to add. Or
what else? So what was the next romantic or lustful endeavor in your wild years? Because that was like really early on, right? The first kiss in the neighborhood.
The next one that I can like just actually remember, I'm sure there might have been something, but I remember being at the water park with family, and I met this boy, and we were in the water just like making out.
My God, your stories are so much more fun than mine. Go on.
That's not fun. Your stories were fun.
That's cool, dude. Like just meeting someone out in public. Like I think that's so much better than like infiltrating your social circle or something. It's too easy.
Yeah, I don't think I ever like hooked up with friends. There was one, I think, that was in high school that I did. That he was kind of a friend.
Wait, I'm sorry, but I want to go back to the water park. Like, so you were just there at the water park with your family, and you met some random boy.
Yeah.
How did you meet him? Like, you guys were like giving each other the side eye?
I think so. Like, we were doing this whole look thing, and I mean, it's so funny because like I was skinny as brick. Like, I was just like looked like, I don't know. I didn't perceive myself as cute, so it was just like, this was awesome. Like, how is this happening to me right now? And we were making out at the pool.
So you went from just like looking at each other to making out?
Pretty much. Like, we just sort of like got together. Like, we were like hanging out, and then like where you just like hold hands in the water.
What? That's crazy.
And then we were just like really close to each other and just started like kissing. It didn't happen like I don't know how it went on for so long because like we're underage and we're there with our families.
And they just didn't do anything about it.
I don't think so.
They saw it or they didn't see it?
I don't know.
They weren't paying attention?
Or they were just like, oh, look at them like developing or something. Who knows? I never talked to any family about it. My cousin knew about it. My cousin that was a couple years older than me or a year older than me. And I remember we exchanged numbers, and then I went and spent the summer or a couple weeks in the summer with that cousin. And I remember he had called me, and I just felt like so cool. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's reaching out to me. And we never like connected because I just like didn't think to call him back, I guess. I don't know. Whenever I came back from the summer. Yeah.
What do you mean you never connected? Like
I don't even know where like
or like literally
like kept talking or anything. So it was just like that one experience at the pool. And then I don't remember if we spoke to each other. I think we might have had like one conversation on the phone.
That's so crazy to me. Like, I don't know, I just didn't really have any, at least successul experiences like that, you know? And I just kind of avoided those types of interactions in general, like talking to kids in public.
I remember that I had a crush on a boy in like 4th grade. And my best friend at the time, I guess, also had a crush on him because like, I just remember us like talking, and then she literally looked at me and she was like, I'm sorry, and then just like gave him a kiss. And I was like,
that's awesome.
What?
That's such a kid moment. You just like act right there and then go like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, she literally just like turned to me and she was like, I'm so sorry, and then just like immediately gave him a kiss like right after that. So he was just like stunned. Like, oh,
that's funny.
And I was so upset.
How strange to be a child and like going through those experiences. And,
but we're still best friends, like even after that.
No, that's good. Oh, look at you. That's very mature of you. Yeah, right. You probably hated her.
I was pretty upset, but I was just like, well, I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, it's not like he was like my boyfriend or anything. I just had a crush on him. And, yeah, and that was definitely my first experience of like having a friend into somebody that I liked and then like not winning. Okay. Yeah. And that happened another time in high school where my best friend was just like so cute, and so all the boys liked her, and so any boy that I had a crush on, I just knew that they liked her more, and I was like, damn it.
I'm sorry about that.
So like I would know that and be like, all right, well, I'll just pick one of the other ones around him or something, and then she would like, they would like her still, and I was like, come on, let me figure out one of them.
Yeah. That's rough, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't think I really ever went through anything like that, but that is very common.
I mean, you dated your friend's first sexual experience, so like I thought that was very interesting because most people don't date like their friend's person, you know? But he was like, no, it's okay.
Well, no, I think it's common for like one person, say outside of your social group, to kind of make their rounds through your social group. Isn't that common?
I don't know.
I assume that's common. I
for like,
felt like that was
a girl
common.
to date one of the boys in the social group and then another boy in the social group. I mean, I thought that was seen as like bad, like you were
yeah, it is, absolutely, but I thought it was very common. If not dating, then definitely sleeping with everybody. Yeah, you know. Yeah,
that's wild.
Right? Isn't that like a common occurrence?
I think it is common, but like
they don't talk about it.
Yeah, whenever I was growing up, or like it seemed like that was like bad. Like you wouldn't do that to your friends. Like you wouldn't sleep with someone that is. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Behind everyone's back.
Yeah, I guess
probably.
so.
I never did behind people's back.
Tell us if that happened to you, like, because we want to know.
Yeah, for real. Like, what was it like? Because we're limited in our experiences. We only have 2 experiences here. Yeah. And I'm thinking that was a common practice. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I feel like you're right. Oh. But like, I think it was seen as like shady and like wrong, and you wouldn't do that to a friend or something.
Yeah. No,
or at least like that's what movies definitely portrayed.
I'm telling you, yes, I agree. Yeah. It is seen as wrong, yes. But
it still happened.
Despite that, yes.
Yeah, it still happened. Got it. Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you on that. But I guess it was so strongly put into my mind that was such a, like, don't do that.
Sure.
But I think I definitely did that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially with like a team, because like we were on the cross country team, and I remember fooling around with like a few of them.
Yeah. Like anyone that was involved in any sort of extracurricular or sports, you know, that kind of happened. You all like dated each other.
Yeah, because it's close proximity too.
Really, so exactly. You know, those are the people.
Like, what are your options? Yeah.
Yeah. So. we were
It makes
just
sense now.
Yeah, we were just like an oddball group, you know, and there were other oddball groups out there, but like we didn't really like cross meet.
Who else did
too
y'all
much.
run through?
Run through? Oh my god, dude, no one. No, I did end up actually like fully dating another friend's ex.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, that's just because again, those are the people that I was spending time with, you know, because they were around, and then like they broke up, and then he also had the same sort of sentiment of like, yeah, dude, take her, like get her off my back. Like, okay.
So the only time that sort of happened to me, like I would have hated it, absolutely hated it. But I was dating someone in high school, and we broke up, and I remember him telling me, he was like, no, I won't, talk to anybody that. He was like, I won't talk to this person specifically. Oh, I'm getting dripped on. It's like, it keeps happening.
You want to switch? We can switch.
No, don't switch. It's fine. I can probably just like scoot over a little, but I also don't want to.
Get over here!
It's too late. It's happened so many times. My sleeve is like super wet.
What were you saying?
And he was like, I'm not going to ask this specific person out, and then we broke up, and he did, and I was like, are you serious?
Yeah, of course.
That just like super frustrated me. We're on the same team, and we were not super close, but like we were, so it was like JV and varsity, so we were both varsity, and I was like, no way, like don't do that.
Yeah, because we're all a bunch of little liars.
And she was younger than me too, so I was like, come on.
That makes it worse. For women, for some reason.
It does, yeah.
For us, it was always the girls would date the older guys.
Well, yeah.
You know, they always like the older skateboarders, or the older guys in bands, or the older art.
They were cooler, right?
Right, exactly. And it's like, all right, whatever. So, but I think those two girls that I did date in high school, they were younger. Yep. By year, one was 2 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
And one was a year younger. I think. I don't remember the first one, if she was a year or 2 years.
I think I lost my virginity to someone 2 years older than me. I think I was a freshman and they were a junior.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Which that is so crazy because like in the years in high school, so like freshmen are like 13, 14, and then like juniors are like 16, 17, or 15, 16.
Yeah.
And that age difference is so weird to me. Because, like, imagine, like, a senior dating a freshman. Like, that's a very common thing.
Yeah, it's like 13-year-old and an 18-year-old or 17-year-old.
So messed up.
Yeah. That's
But
wild.
we're just, like, all in there, and it's, like, totally normalized.
And then a lot of times, there were people taking advantage of, like, the younger ones for sure.
Oh, my goodness. That was just like normalized. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's just like sort of setting in right now for me.
I had always seen that as like uncomfortable and wrong. Only when it came to like the guys dating the younger girls. You know, I always thought that was creepy. But at the time, I mean, I have some women friends that were just like, nah, dude, like that was dope back in the day. Like if you could snag like an older guy, like that's cool.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, yeah, but you don't see how that's like weird. And they're like, no, definitely. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. At least you can acknowledge
Like I saw
that.
it later or at the time?
I think later, because at the time it didn't matter. Like hormones are raging, and like you're just focused on the goal.
Well, in high school, I knew that like anybody that was older, especially if they had graduated and they were talking to me, I was like, what the hell is your problem? Like that's disgusting. Or anybody that I heard about was like, oh yeah, I'm dating somebody that goes to this college or whatever. I was like, that is so sketchy.
My first girlfriend in college was also still in high school when we started dating, right? Because I can't remember. We started getting close when I was about to graduate from high school, and then I graduated, went to college, and then I think we started dating that summer. And then I went into college, and we were still dating, and then we were still dating when she got into college, and then we broke up.
Okay, but was she a senior and like you were a freshman in college, or was she a junior and you were like a freshman in college? Because like that, I think that's a difference.
She was 2 years young, grade-wise younger, because I was a young senior. I graduated when I was 17. Yeah. So she was really only a year younger than me. I think so. Yeah, she was born in 90. I was born in 89.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she might have just been, still had 1 year of high school left, and I was like going into college. And then my second year in college, she went to college. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, that's definitely more normal, like that very, the end of high school, the beginning of college.
But also, like, I never had, like, really, like, gross, creepy intentions, I was always I tried to be respectful and, like, well-behaved and whatnot, and I always, like, valued people as people, and I wouldn't do my best, at least what I thought was my best, to not mistreat anybody.
Oh, for sure.
So I never saw it, like, as a bad thing when I did it, but, like, I would see, but I understand how it could, like, come off, and how it could be perceived.
Yeah. I thought it was definitely gross for, like, dudes to be, like, in college and, like, dating somebody in high school. It's like, dude, just get into your own, like, lane, you have a whole new pool, like, you're in college, date people in college. And even for myself, whenever I wasn't in college, but I was, like, in those college years, and there was a boy that I worked with who was maybe a year younger than me, and he was, like, just always trying to ask me out, and I was like, oh, hell no, like, no way, dude, you're just so young. Yeah.
But barely younger.
Yeah.
And now look at you.
And it's so funny because he's, like, a big old dude, like, he looked, older-ish.
Oh, I'll bet.
But I was like, no.
So, I think it would be fitting to say what our age difference is.
I would have been a senior and you would have been a freshman.
Yeah, exactly. But, so I'm 33, about to be 34. Okay, let's say I'm 34.
You're almost 34.
5,
You're literally
6,
like
7. So that's 3 years. That's not too
and
bad.
I am 37. Yeah, but really you're 33, and like 10 months, 11 months. You're 33 and 11 months and 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you saying? Yeah, sorry.
And I am 37 and 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
But it feels like
34.
so much. It feels like so much. Like,
what do you mean it feels like so much?
I feel like I'm so much older than you. Like, I'm so close to 40, and you're barely into your 30s.
That's so funny because I forget how much older you are. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, once in a while.
Yeah, because I'm super immature. He's the older one mentally.
Once in a while, I see you, and I'm just like, oh yeah, you're older. I forget about that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, 100%.
like, look at me, like, you're so old.
Those are the times I remember. I'm like, oh yeah, you're older than me. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Never thought that.
Is it super noticeable? Can y'all tell? Because he is such a baby face.
I'm losing it though. It's going.
Oh yeah.
Then it's gone.
Yeah.
It's a Streetlight Manifesto song.
I know. What?
We gotta go. Our clothes have been dried.
Oh,
we
yeah,
should try
and we
to
have
catch
to go
some
to breakfast.
Yeah, I would love to have breakfast
Breakfast
before you have to go
time.
into work.
Yeah.
We should definitely pick up on this conversation later because we only talked about our childhood experiences, and that's weird. That might be weird for some people.
Maybe. Sorry for making you uncomfortable.
It's part of life, though.
I know.
Jeez.
Get with it.
It's not like I don't want to go down that road. Anyways, so
I want to know what that was.
no, I was just gonna say, like, it's not like we're
advocating for teaching you how to do things.
Yeah, we're just talking about our
Plus, all of
experiences.
our videos are like 18 plus, so
That is true. Yeah, I'm not letting kids see this. Like, you have to be what is deemed a fully grown adult, which isn't even like really a fully grown adult quite yet. But whatever, that's different. I'm not a scientist.
Anyway. Yes, huh? We talked about this. You're a
Well,
scientist.
I'm not. I just play one on Earth.
Everyone is a scientist. Yeah, but
Definitely
a lot of our topics can definitely touch back on because there's so much to talk about.
Always gonna come back, circle back. It's like a circle that goes on.
So there will be like parts and parts and parts. We'll talk about other stuff because we can talk about our relationship.
Hopefully.
Just like that's probably 5 episodes in itself.
Yeah. Time goes by so fast. Like 30 minutes went by so fast,
Yeah, it
and
did.
we're probably pushing an hour now. No, 45 minutes-ish. I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna check our clothes.
Yeah,
Bye.
we gotta go. Later,
like,
guys.
comment, subscribe, comment, and
Subscribe,
tell us about your
comment,
experiences. Let's talk about what shitty things you went
Talk
through,
about those
weird
things.
things that you went through.
Weird. Get weird. Let's get weird.
Did your family talk about things? Did the school talk about things?
Yeah,
Did
what was
you
that
know about
like?
things?
What was that like?
Were you a Christian and felt really shameful?
I'm excited to talk to like Jehovah's Witnesses or what was the other ones? What are the other weird
Mormons?
Protestants? Mormons, yeah. Or anything, I don't know. Seventh Day, I forgot
I don't know.
the title.
Yeah.
Seventh Day, not evangelist, but that's the only term that's coming to mind for some reason. Seventh Day.
Oh, it's there. I'm so close to it.
I know.
I don't know all the different possibilities. I just know like some of the main ones.
Dude, then I can only imagine if we ever get
excuse
to
me.
talk to like some Muslims or like what about like some Hindus or like, geez, you know, people forget about those other religions, huh? Because we're so heavily focused on these like Jewish-based and like Christian-based faiths.
Yeah.
But, man.
So let us know what you are, how you feel, what's going on.
Yeah, let's do that.
Bye.
And all other things.